I'm gonna tell you a story. First thing you have to understand is time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle, because I'm the one who's talking to you. Welcome to the cult, and zubdah maMSaParva, or Happy Flesh Festival. Mardi Gras! Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras, Mardi Gras. I love Mardi Gras. Like, I can't even tell you how awesome it is. But, yeah, it's Mardi Gras. Off of the southwest, which is where New Orleans is. So, to celebrate the maMSaparva, I actually have celebrate maMSaparva actually on this, and on that actually, but that is a thrice braided philosopher's stone, or actually can't see it. So, for those who are aware of the composition of the cherry fizz bang, it's blue curacao, cherry coke, and a splash of tropical breeze, 5-hour energy. And so what I did is I enchanted all of them with a couple drops of Dose Blood and my enchantment spell, but my outer hung mantra that I use for like everything, because it's just like most spells that are categorized as a bless, they're actually useful for a lot of things. So, like many Azazampadadis, like, what kind of a blessing do you want? Do you want a blessing for children? Do you want a blessing for your fields? Like, what do you want me to put my Azazampadati for, and what are you looking for out of this Azazampadati? Like, don't be asking the gods to make your field where you're planting radishes start, like, growing cows, for example. But, so, I use my Azazampadati, my Araham, to make Spires of Money, cherry coke, or kind of philosopher's stone cherry coke, Resendra, blue curacao, I'm pointing at where the bottle is, and Taikik Secundamani, or Crown Jewel of Philosophers, 5-hour energy as a garnish. And then after I mixed them all together, I made this a Taikik Raksa cherry fizz bang, or a philosopher's card, because that's the kind of nerd I am. All right. Let's see, do I have anything else to? Oh, you know what? I'll say hello to yet another one of my celebrity trans crushes, Holly Sweet, who was apparently in New Orleans for Mardi Gras up until a couple days ago. So, yeah, like Mardi Gras, I'm not even joking. I said this in the previous video. Mardi Gras lasts for like minimum a month. I'm not even joking. Like, it's wrapping up in like 7 hours because of the time difference. Me being on the East Coast and them being on Central Time, and I'm not even joking. Oh, and something I said at the end of the last video. Something that you like, one of the like odd little things about New Orleans during Mardi Gras. As a student at Tulane, and that's another thing that, like, if you ever went to New Orleans, I call it Tulane, but it's if you're from New Orleans, it's Tulane, not one lane, but Tulane. You go Tulane. I know they say dogs. It's sort of like if you're from Kentucky, St. Louisville, you say Tulane. You don't say Tulane. You didn't say Tulane. Oh no, you definitely say Tulane, like the number 2 lane. I'm not even joking. Oh, you go to Tulane. You ain't here for Mardi Gras. You was doing it Tulane. What you doing out of uptown? Chalmette. Folks from Metairie are wild. I'm just saying. If anyone ever from New Orleans sees any of these videos, they're like, "Oh, he's calling it Tulane." He yells Chalmette. Oh, he knows about Metairie. I think I actually did some work in Metairie at one point. Baton Rouge is like in the sticks. Like New Orleans is like the metropolitan center of Louisiana, but Baton Rouge is the capital. Baton Rouge is like, near as I can tell, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Like, I never been to Baton Rouge. Like, no disrespect meant to it. Like, but it's like, it seems so remote. Like, looking at maps of Louisiana when I was down in New Orleans, it seemed like Baton Rouge is like, it's this thing I've noticed, like, with a lot of state capitals. Like, for example, Massachusetts is an interesting exception. Massachusetts and New Hampshire are both interesting exceptions to this, in that, in a lot of cases, the state capitals are kind of remote from the largest civic centers, like New York State, Albany, very remote from New York City. Baton Rouge, very remote from New Orleans. Sacramento, very remote from most of California. Now, admittedly, California is like the legit largest state, so like maybe that's a bad example, but I mean, Montpelier is pretty. I'd have to check a map to see how close it is to Burlington, because I feel like Burlington is the predominant like urban center in Vermont. But like in Massachusetts, state capital is Boston, largest metropolitan area is Boston. That like, I mean, I grew up like in Massachusetts, so maybe that sort of skews my view of what's normal. But like, then there's then there's you know New Hampshire, and like Concord is like straight up in the middle of New Hampshire. So like maybe that's part of why like I grew up, other than like a year and a half in New Orleans. Other than that, like I grew up right around here. Oh yeah, like I think I mentioned this in previous videos. I was like reiterate this. If anyone's like curious why I have the specific accent I do, my parents are actually from the West Coast, but I grew up on the East Coast and I spent like a year and a half in New Orleans. So I have a very interesting accent, I guess you could say. Anyway, zubdah maMSaparva, or maMSaparva, zubdah maMSaparva. Happy Flesh Festival. All right, before I get out of here, I'm going to finish the point that I started on before I started that little ramble there. But when I was down there in New Orleans, I happened to be, towards the edge of the French Quarter, just like honestly looking for the rest of my like the group of students that like I think I was there with my roommate or something. But I wanted to we were getting ready to head back because it was like getting towards the end of the night, and I came to the edge of the French Quarter and it sort of stumbled out of the debauchery, and I was just like, and no lie, there was a wall of New Orleans finest and state police getting ready to just roll through the quarter as Ash Wednesday approached, because they got some serious, considering the debauchery. When it's time for them for this, like the city and state to say, all right, Mardi Gras is officially done, y'all scoot now. They don't mess around. I ain't joking. I ain't joking, and I ain't joking, because like I'm laughing because it's funny, because it's not a joke. All right, this is Oracle, because I'm the one who's talking to you. Happy Mardi Gras, and drink safely, everyone. Especially if you're trying to avoid. Yeah, don't try to challenge a wall of cops. Never a smart idea. Like, unless you're protesting. But like, I'm talking about the wall of cops from Mardi Gras ain't the same as the wall of cops from protesters. They're both bad to challenge for different ideas. Although, like, you know, I ain't advocating any kind of like violent behavior, but like, you know, protesting isn't exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you're drunk, don't antagonize a cop. I see so many drunk people like having a cop just trying to like make sure they stay out of trouble, and then what do? They pick a fight with a cop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. So, dream safely and act safely. Be safe with your karma. Because, like, karma is action. Not even joking. And in a situation like a maMSaparva, yeah, yeah, there is some very specific loosening about what people will judge your karma on. But like, that don't mean you got right to F around and not find out. Because anytime the rules get relaxed, if you F around so that other people got to find out, that is the wrong way to F around. This is Oracle. Dream safely, everyone.